Steve, just half guard on top, please. So we're just going to have a quick look at this. We're going to start with the knee shield half guard, which is predominantly one of the major positions that we play from underneath the bottom. The knee is designed for a couple of things. It helps prevent Steve from getting chest-to-chest pressure on me. Number two, it distance manages, so it gives me the options to wrestle up, to attack, to sweep. Number three, and this is one of the things that I think is underrated, it denies head control. So whenever Steve, I can simply move my head as far away, and the barrier is still quite good on it. The part that we want to do is Steve wants to get his elbow to the inside so that he can pass guard easy. So that way there's no block between the chest to chest, etc., etc. So one of the things we want to do is I want to cup over. Ideally, I want to keep it's not the hand contact, it's my elbow contact so that Steve can't get his hand through. Where if I hold the elbow, he can still bring his hand through and get the elbow through. So it's really important that I'm blocking, like my elbow's tight to my hip and I'm cupping over. So my elbow's tight to my hip and I'm cupping over. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to deny the head control. So my hand's facing this way. I'm not trying to grip the gi, I'm just from here. So if Steve tries to attack the head, I've got this ability to kind of keep the frame system. So I'm feeling pretty good here. I'm going to do two motions. Number one is I'm going to move my head backwards. I'm going to raise my knee to the ceiling from here, like that. Now, put my foot on the hip, pull my knee forward, shoot my leg over, and shoot to the triangle. So from the half guard bottom, I've got this really nice way to be able to shoot to the triangle. They're generally going to want to keep the pressure forward, so they kind of almost dive into the triangle. So knee shield, one is I like to fight from here, making sure that the elbow and the knee contact's tight. When I've got my grip, I change my grip. So when I've got my grip, I change my grip. Okay. You don't have to have your foot on the hip, but I find it helps a little bit, depends on what you're after. So as I slide it away, I've got this space to bring my leg through. Does that kind of make sense? So I'm trying to retract, because if I stay here, I get my knee to my chest, but there's no space here. So what I'm doing is, even if my foot's on the outside from here, is I slide my head away, bring my foot to my chest, and I'm using this, so pull, 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 and lock it up. Even if I just get, it's not the best triangle, but even if I lock my feet up over the back, I'm in a far better position than I was with them passing the guard. So for me, this is possibly one of the most underrated attacks from the knee shield half guard, and it is an attack. It's not like I'm defending, I'm actually attacking from there. Let's see it one more time. Yep, did you want to see it or you? Yeah, Eli? Yay, me! No. Okay, someone hold it.
There you go.
No, it doesn't do that. Wow. Okay, so Eli's in my half guard, knee shield from here. And one of the things is I want to get my grip. I won't lose this grip until I've got this grip. Right? Because if I don't have that grip, if Eli tries to still get head control, I can still keep the distance. Right? So it's really important that, okay, I've got it, I can change it. Bring my knee, I'm cupping so that my elbow is connected to my hip, which is really important, and then I cup. My head goes away, so at this stage here, if I want to, I can let go. You don't have to, it's up to you. Is I move my head away, and what I'm doing is, as soon as I move my head away, I pull my knee through, shoot. So I'm gonna go pull the arm, kick the leg over, and lock it up. Let's say it's not the best triangle to start with, but I'm in a really good workable position. I do like to cup over my shin. This is one of my favourite ways to get the triangle, and I put my foot on the hip. So if it's on the other side, right, I do like to cup over, put my foot on the hip, and this way, even if your leg tries to power out of it, it's like I've got the control of my legs. So it's quite a nice grip, where if I disengage and don't hold it, there's no control of my partner. The second thing about it is, because I'm over the top of the head, my leg's on top of the head, if Eli does get posture, right, it's really easy for me to, like, I'm not really carrying anything, and I can still cinch up the triangles. So for me to finish it, I do like that grip. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nice, because otherwise you don't know. Okay, just go for Emma and set my half guard. just hypothetical. I like the questions. I like the scenarios. At the knee shield, I've got the control from here. I do want to be more on my side, and one of the ways that we do get to pass is to drag the knee and compress the knee from here, right? So my job is to make sure that this stays here. So if Emma does drive and compress, so if she drives and compress, I shoot my leg, and I go to my omoplata. Because I have the inside position. So this is why, for me, this is more important than that. Because I need the inside position. Can I just spin around just a little bit? That's what I'm saying tonight. Here, like even if Emma is like playing, and like I can't get that grip, right, bring my knee up, and I can shoot the omoplata. If Emma pops her head up, I can shoot the triangle. If Emma controls from here, I can still bring my leg up and I can force the triangle choke. That grip there on the inside versus my leg is a weak mechanic versus how I shoot the triangle. You know, with the exception of maybe like Steve, it would be quite hard to do on Steve, so I'll probably punch him in the face first. I don't know. But yeah, I gouge. So if, for me, one of the things is I've got the control, I have this, and if my partner does drop their weight, just, it's better for me. Come on, just so you can feel.
Yeah.
So half guard, and I shoot the position from here and have the control, and I'm on my side, so they drop their weight down. Right, I feel pretty strong here. You know what I mean? I need like drop weight down, go, hard. It's actually just pretty much, yeah. So you can commit to that side, but I have the inside position. I'm going to win that fight all the time. And we did this 2 weeks ago, which was like we're playing the game. This is kind of one of the things that I'm playing at the moment is I'm blocking here, and like I'm having trouble getting the elbow position, so I shoot from here. Elbow comes in. What I'm doing is I'm going to the shoulder lock mechanic instead. This is something that I played in Japan, and man, this is so strong. And what I find people do is they post up onto their left hand to try and get the pressure. So as he goes like, I don't want to be here, so it pushes up off your left hand off the ground. Okay, and this is my mechanic. Start to play. Got so much stuff to do from here. Now, as long as I don't push my leg down, so I'm taking the hand out, I don't want my leg here where they can get posture. So it just opens up, it opens up quite a fair bit of, I guess, space from here. Just before we move on, thank you very much. Is there any questions before we move on? Okay, Steve, jump down. And this is, we're just going to go to the entrance of the pass mechanic. So from here, Steve has the control and has the inside position, elbow down, so I can't get my hand onto the inside, right? One of the things I want to do is I want to punch my hand as deep as I can. And I don't necessarily have to get my partners back on the ground, but I don't want it to be contacted to the hip right now. So I'll do is I'm trying to shove it as deep as I can. You may or may not get the arm, but it's kind of irrelevant at the moment. And what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to slide my weight backwards. I'm going to walk to straighten my partner up. Now I can come through to the inside position. Because I've taken the grip out, because I've pushed the arm, they lose the elbow control, but they only lose the elbow control. So I sprawl, so if Steve does go to sweep me or whatever like that, it's hard. Right. So they'll do exactly what Steve, so as I walk this way, I just bring my elbow over and I'm in a nice position. So it's harder for Steve now to go to omoplata because my elbow's too far forward, and I do like to get the collar grip. Once again, Steve might have the control on my hand, and I've got the ability. Right, so anytime that they have the hand grip, I see people like that trying to fight the hand, extend it, put your knee over, and then we're in a really nice mechanic to pass. Right, so this is kind of one of the ways I like the pressure passing. I like the chest to chest. Just under AF and IF BJJ rules, if I get chest to chest on you off the guard pass, I'm always deemed to be more passing than you are sweeping. So if that was the fight, nothing else happened, I'd win that fight. Like if nothing else happened, well, besides the Noki Worlds in 2023.
You did it skeleton for that.
Are you over that now?
I'm not over that. Came up in my memories yesterday. I'm like, I'm going to post it. Nah, fuck it. Just going to, you know. Okay, so I'll just go Emma. How'd that feel, Steve?
Yeah, good question.
So just, and it's just that control. So if Emma's got the elbow grip, so it's super tight, I can still get the hand grip. And that just, see how it's harder for Emma, so it's just that control. And what I normally do is, because Emma can still shoot the leg through and all that kind of stuff, so one of the first things I like to do is I like to just sprawl backwards. So even if Emma, like, you know, like my weight's so heavy, it's really hard to, I realign Emma, so, okay, I walk my partner backwards and I come over the inside. I do like to grip the collar now. And here, take the hand out wide, so anytime that they're gripping, take the hand out wide, knee smash to grip. If they've got the hand pinned in and you're having a lot of trouble, like getting rid of it and all that, all I like to do from here is I like to drop my knees down and roll the opposite way. So if they've got the grip here and they're holding, okay, put your knee down on the arm, roll the opposite way, and there's like a wrist lock kind of thing which will help grip break. How's that feel?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, thank you. Just like you. 1, 2, 3. Pressure pass system, it's a TP system. The TP system basically means that we're trying to get our head and feet low and our bum in the air. So get like a tent kind of system. The key factor on this one's got to keep our knees together so we don't get faded back into guard or swept. But we'll run through. So just grab Emma, please. One of the factors is, I'm just going to turn around just a little bit from here. Is once I have the knee shield and I have the frame system from here, what Emma's going to do is she's going to bring her elbow over the top and drop her elbow under my arm to swing through to get the underhook. So instead of going to the armpit, she's going to go straight to the underhook and push. So she's going to drive straight down. So you're kind of like swimming and driving. So let's have a look at that again. So it's one mechanic. So we're not trying to get our hand caught up in the armpit this time. So I'm doing the correct thing here. So it's over and under, and we just pretty much drive through from here. Now, this is the system. Is I'm going to try and always put my partner I'm trying to always get off my back onto my side, get my knee through, get my frame system. So what Emma's going to do is, first things first, is the elbow raises, so that like I can't turn that way. Second thing is Emma walks a little bit this way to put my back flat to the ground. So I'm in an awkward position. She's going to cup her hands together. This is up to you guys. You can actually go palm on the ground. You don't have to go palm together. The reason why I like to go palm together is that it keeps this tension really tight. Right. And now, the hardest part is we're going to squeeze our knees together so that my leg is always caught between your legs. My head goes on the ground, I'm now going to tippy-toe. So we're driving the shoulder straight through my neck, and I'm going to try and push you. As I push you, you go with it, slide your knee across, and finish the pass. So we're just going to stop here right now. So if you squeeze super tight, you're probably going to get a Von Fleck style choke. You know, you may or may not, it's not the goal, but you know, some people manage to get in a really good position and finish from there. So let's start again. How'd that feel?
Yeah, good.
I'm going to ask her how it felt for me, or just...
No, you're all right.
I felt terrible.
You had good communication skills while you were under there.
Do I? Pity our kids don't. Rough morning. So instead of trying to jam it through this area here, we actually swim it all the way over top, and this by default will give you the underhook. Right, and then cross face. One of the things, if your elbow's in, I'm going to use it to sweep you, so your elbow comes out nice and deep. Realign my body by walking out. As I frame from here, knees come together. I try and turn and push. Your knee slices through from here. And now, if you can, dig your elbow deeper under my neck and squeeze to get the choke. So the more that, once you've passed, the more that your elbow goes deeper, the better it is, because you can consolidate the choke a lot more. Okay, grab someone your own size, guys. 1, 2, 3. Next, so I have the knee shield, I have the frame system from here. It's easy if you walk out that way, just a fraction to extend my frame system. Elbow comes over, smashes it from here, but I bring my frame back in. Right, so this is that kind of that underhooking game that we generally play. Now, what I see people do is they try to force, they try to drive against my frame, which gives me access to shoot the underhook, which is better for me. So what we're going to do instead is we're taking our head to this shoulder to compress. So it's harder for me to shoot the underhook. Does that kind of make sense? Now what we're going to do is this hand comes underneath my arm. We're going to keep the head on this side. This is quite uncomfortable. Some of you will tap from this. I won't because I'm freaking tough. But some of you will tap from this. I'm going to move. And then Emma keeps the head down. Now before we do it, our knees come together and we realign, put my back on the ground. So from here, you have the choice now. The way that I like to do is I like to pass the same side as the head. So we pop our knee, turn our knee through, and you can kick now if you want to. So kick and cross. Because my hands are crossed over, this is a really good position for you to now head goes down, knee goes on my stomach, and upgrade onto the mount position and take the attack. Right. So you may or may not get the arms crossed over in front, but that would be the goal that we're going to kind of tie them up. So and again, the first
Hair
part.
tickling your face.
Oh man, I went right up my nose. Okay, so the frame system again is that I have the knee shield where I here swing and I re-swing. So instead of now trying to re-flatten me, you simply drive so my arm's caught and you want to go under this arm. So it's on my arms kind of in a bad position. Head comes up. Now make sure you squeeze your knees together, smash your knees through from here, smash your knees through. And because I'm on that side, I'm generally going to try and use the head control to sweep you this way. So if you go TP again, so come up on your tiptoes, so that means that the frame system becomes null and void, and you end up in a really good, like either back take or mount position, Kimura, armbar. So when you are up going to mount, we do a secondary TP, which means that it's harder for me to push your hips. So the more that, can you just lay down on me, baby? Yeah. So the more that you're lower, the more that I can tap your knee and drive, the more I can roll you over. The more that you raise your hips, the more that you have the opportunity to go over my frame system and attack. So it's really important that we have that secondary TP to stop me from sweeping you. It's also a far better way to get to mount because it's an easier step than sliding over with me on the frame system. One more time. So half guard knee shield. And it's just the entrance is a little bit different. So I have the knee shield from here. And on frame, so I've got this really good frame, comes under, I'm like, nope, so I'll reframe, haha, I beat you. Okay, so head goes down, hand comes underneath. Right, and now you want to drive your head to the head, squeeze your knees together, up, 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 up. Smash the knees through on the same side as your head from here, and I'm like wicked, I'm going to sweep as you feel the hand come over. And we're in a position like, you know, my arm's vulnerable, neck's vulnerable. So for you, you've got the guard pass, plus you've got the mount. Up to you, I would consolidate the position 1, 2, 3, take your points before going for the submission. You can do whatever you want from here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Same patterns, guys. They lied. Okay, just going. So once you have the frame system, one of the things that I see people do is if I move this way here, I give the opportunity to shoot the underhook, which is bad for me, right? So what I'm doing is I'm coming out this way and I'm smashing and I'm coming here. So then Steve can't get down so they'll bring the frame system on. You know, blah, blah. So if they go the underhook from here, I simply start to close the gap and I go back to the first one and pass the guard because I've locked it in. So what you're going to find is that, I'm kind of being nice, is that I'm here, smash from here and here. So now if he goes the underhook, got it. So they can't get the underhook. My hand comes under, I grip, recycle my head, so there's still no underhook. TP, 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 knee smash, head, drive through, smash. So the whole time, I just can't allow the hand to reshoot under. It's not a big deal because we can just simply pass back the opposite way to nullify.
Would you go Keza if they do an under?
100%, yeah, Kesikatami. Or like, you know, like if and this happens quite a fair bit. Like, you know, so I'll smash through and Steve puts the frame, goes unhook. I'm like, no way. And so eventually I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to put my hand here instead. So now Steve goes the unhook. Right, okay, well that solves the issue because the unhook. And now once I go here, I'm going to put the armbar on. So they have to kind of go, yeah, and now I've got the control. So instead of like, I said, you know, like, aha, I'll get the unhook. And Steve goes, I'll go, I'm like, yeah, well, I'll just punch it through. And that kind of solves the whole issue of the unhook game. You know, I can actually get the sub really easy from here. So, you know, so that would be my, if someone said like, you know, the person's constantly finding the unhook, just put a frame system in and it will stop them from shooting the unhook.
It's just a stiff arm, yeah?
Yeah, I've got a stiff arm. Okay. 1, 2, 3, let's go. PG, PG.